It's starting, Jace. Markout Mania. It's Saturday. We're marking out on Markout Mania.
Woo!
Oh my God!
Once again.
Total breakdown.
It's like, no, you didn't come in at the middle of the show. You did come in.
Yeah, it's the beginning, people. It's the beginning.
Oh my goodness!
My
welcome
God.
everyone to the Markout Mania.
What's up, everybody? Good morning, Saturday morning, Markout Mania. The classic theme song, but I don't even think we got to it. I don't think we got through it, did we? No.
I got an idea for next week's song. I just wanted to flesh out the lyrics a little bit. So
okay, it's a good one, Zeus. It's a good one.
It'll be funny, I think.
Oh, and we got Amazing Red is in the chat. Melissa, Amazing Red. What's up, Melissa? What's going on, hon?
Welcome to the Markout Mania, Melissa.
It's the Lucha Ginger, yeah.
You know what I almost did?
She knows Ginger. She's cooler than a Ginger. She's a red.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's true. She's a scarlet red.
Hey, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Yesterday, I did consider doing Judas Priest. You got another thing coming for the theme song to surprise y'all.
Oh, nice.
But I just didn't have time to mess with it. I was like,
no, you did. That's why I suggested the classic. So
there it is. There it is.
So Pedro went to Ring of Honor Houston last night. What is good? What is good in Houston? What is bad in Houston?
Let me get a sip of my H2O.
Hold on.
Oh my goodness!
Before we start,
yes,
I would like to make a toast to the mutant. Go ahead, Pedro, start your story.
People don't need to know about the mutant.
No.
Okay. So yes. Last night I went to Ring of Honor in Houston, Texas. It's a great show. First off, the seats were amazing. Like,
yeah, where are you sitting at?
It's I'm like, where I was sitting. It's like the first balcony thing. It's like we were in the front row of the first balcony thing.
Oh, cool. So like
nice.
We were sort of
view. So
say, you know how the entrance ramp goes to like one side of the ring, and then you have man. I'm gonna be so bad about pointing out where this is. Oh, we had great seats. This is the.
You know the seats over there, the arena over here, down by the ramp over here, on the side over there. Yeah, you know where we were at.
I mean, we had a side view of the ring.
Cool.
If you think of like the entrance ramp goes to, we'll say like a front or a back end of the ring, we had a side end. So
nice.
A side view, a side view.
A lot of times that's nice because you don't have a lot of people trying to get on TV,
right?
Yeah,
constantly.
You don't have to, like, if you wanted to, you can sit the entire show. You don't have to stand up at all. Which, if you're older, it's like nice.
Did you have to pile drive anybody? No.
Okay,
that's good. That's always a good thing.
All right, so give us some of the highlights of the event.
Well, let's see. Excuse me. Let me remember everything. There is a match. If anyone watches it off Fight TV, there was a match that was not on the air. It was like a Future of Honor match, and it was some guy named Ryan Nova, I think was his name.
Never heard of him.
He's one of the Shinobi Shadow Squad.
Okay.
I didn't catch the name of the guy he was against, but it was a guy doing kind of a Ric Flair / Bobby Roode / whatever gimmick. So,
Right.
like, with the robe, like,
Yeah.
I mentioned Bobby Roode because he has like dark hair and facial hair and stuff. But yeah, that was the first match, and that was pretty fun. The man, I'm gonna be terrible this morning.
It just happened last night, Pedro. Jesus.
I know
you need a rundown of the card here.
Well, there are two matches. There are two matches.
Zeus, you got to run down the card for him so you can remember. Go ahead.
There are two matches on the show that were not listed like beforehand, but well, there are three matches if you count that Future of Honor one. There are three matches, but yeah. So there was that. Then they had a hilarious thing before the show happened. Like after that match, and before the show happens, they have this voiceover guy comes on. It's not the ring announcer. It's some other guy, and he's talking like this, and he's like, "Welcome to Ring of Honor." And he goes through all these rules, like, don't do this. Yeah, they had all these rules, like, watch your language. This is meant for TV. Don't use bad language. Yeah. And people started saying, like, fuck you, and all this kind of stuff. And
that would have been me.
And, and then they announced that, this is important for later, they announced that Bandito was injured in Dallas and would not be on the show, and that the four-way between him, Jeff Cobb, Dalton Castle, and Rocky Romero was now a triple threat match.
No Bandito? What the hell's going on in Houston?
And so that was like when we heard that, it was like, what? Because I want to see Bandito, and I had heard the injury thing was like a work. It was like an angle.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's work because he's coming to A&L
just
tomorrow fucking night.
I was about to say, dude, aren't you supposed to see him tomorrow?
Just hold on.
I've had too many cancellations here this month.
Just hold on.
I can't handle
Wait, let me get through
my Bandito match.
Let me get through the whole story. Let's get to the whole thing.
Bent over and fucked all kinds of ways this month. He's having a bad month.
I'm out of fucking shape right here, homie.
Yeah, just wait. Just wait.
No loot for Zeus.
Hey, Angie, welcome to the show. And I did not toss any streamers. I didn't even think to bring streamers, or if they gave streamers, they didn't give any streamers to me. So I had no streamers.
Angie, what's going on, Angie? Melissa's like, Pedro's having some senior moments. Yeah, he's got some time.
Yeah. I'm just tired, people. I'm tired.
Damn.
Well,
I already feel bad for you, Zeus. I already feel bad for you, man.
So they announced to us. They announced us that Bandito was injured and he wasn't going to be in that three-way, and like it was like a very audible. People were like, "What? Oh no!" And because I thought that the thing the night before was an angle, so it suddenly sold it to me. Like I'm like, oh shit, he was really injured.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my god, no. I saw him in the I saw him doing the meet and greet, and I was thinking like he looked fine there. Like
oh my god, I feel bad for Zeus.
And then,
dude.
And then they started with the Tag Wars tournament. It was the boys versus the bouncers, and the boys are hilarious. Like they don't talk; they just make noises like ooh, pee, ooh, ooh.
Yeah, they were at a WrestleCade.
Oh man, those guys are hilarious. And the bouncers were funny too. That whole match was super fun between those two. that match was super fun. The finish was so fucking loud. Should I give finishes or no? Maybe I shouldn't. I don't know.
Give the finish. Give the finish.
It was last night.
Well, Brian Malonis got one of the boys, since they're twins. I can't tell you one from the other, but he did like a superplex off the top, and like the ring is fucking loud, and it was just like, and then the Beer City Bruiser does a frog splash off the top.
That's afterward. My man, Beer City Bruiser. I can't front. I love him.
that was pretty awesome. And then
did he bring the keg in the ring again?
Yes, he did bring the keg.
Awesome.
Yeah, they don't come down the entrance way. They come like through the crowd.
Nice.
So then we got a Women of Honor match. And so Thunder Rosa comes out. And so, yeah, I'm marking out because I'm like, I really wanted to see her,
Yeah.
And she's coming out to the ring, and Holiday's with her. And then guess who her opponent is? Sumi Sakai.
Oh, now we're talking. There we go. Okay.
And I don't know why I knew she was going to be in the San Antonio show because she's challenging for the title in San Antonio. But she wasn't in Dallas that I knew of. So I've assumed she was just coming in for that one. But no, she was here. And so, yeah, I'm totally marking out. I'm totally marking out. And so her and Thunder Rosa start having a match. It's not too much happens, and then the Holy Dead gets involved, and the referee immediately calls for a disqualification. The crowd starts booing the fuck out of it, saying let them fight, and people just pissed off like no, like we barely got anything, and then out comes Madison Rayne, and
Madison Rayne, there you go.
And she calls for a tag team match. And so we have a tag team match. We have Madison Rayne and Sumi Sakai versus the Twisted Sisters.
Nice.
And that was fucking good. It was mostly like Madison Rayne didn't get involved till the end. So it was all just Sumi Sakai versus Thunder Rosa and Holodead, and those three were just, it's not just the action. It was like interacting, doing, trash talking and interacting with the crowd and shit. It was so good.
Nice.
That Thunder Rosa was chopping Sumi Sakai, and you could it's not just you can hear it. It's like you can almost feel a reverberation when people chop for some reason. You feel this and Sumi Sakai's chest turned red from the chops. I was like, dang, these people are brutal.
Good, man. Light her up. That's what I'm talking about.
Sumi Sakai did a dive out of the ring.
Excuse me.
And it was. That match was really good, and then Madison Rayne got tagged in, and all I would say is, what am I saying? Okay, Madison Rayne sucks.
There's no ifs, there's no ands, there's no buts.
There's no polite way to put this. She was at last night in Houston, at least. She was terrible. Nothing connected. It didn't matter. It was punches. She did an enziguri. I mean, it was like an air ziguri, basically. Everything she did was so soft, almost like she was cosplaying wrestling. If you were just with your friends, just kind of pretending to hit each other or something.
That's brutal.
I mean, you have to keep in mind. The three women before, what?
Did she at least hit the mat?
Yeah, she did hit the mat.
Okay, good.
But I mean, she was terrible. I couldn't. But I mean, people in the row I was on, like everyone just kind of like went, what? Like, what's going on? Because everyone was laying their shit in. Before this, Thunder Rosa, Holy Dead, Sumi Sakai, they're all, smacking each other, laying that shit in. And then, like, nothing. Like, soft. Melissa's spoiling. Don't spoil. MVP was there.
Was in WoW?
Yeah.
I DVR'd it last night because, I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, MVP? How about Thunder Rosa? Angie, yeah? No? No, anybody knows?
Okay. I don't. I don't know anything about WoW. I don't have DVR, so
I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that Cover Moon debuted last night. So
because she tweeted out a picture of her and her Cobra Moon gear with the WoW graphic behind her. So I don't know if she debuted but it's cool. I'm waiting to see her in WoW. The MVP, that'd be kind of hot.
I'm trying to think what match was after that one. Man, it's going to take us forever. I have to remember the order of the matches.
Okay, how about all right, so there was the bouncers, the bouncers versus the boys, then Kenny King and MVP against Colt Cabana and Will.
That was later, yeah. That was later, yeah. But yeah, we can just run off what they had listed. Excuse me a moment. Oh my goodness.
And Pedro.
Yes. Scream too much. I scream too much.
One wrestling show in the past 10 years and he loses it. That's it.
Yeah, no kidding. He's wiped out.
He's wiped out. He's done. That's it.
Okay, so yeah, Willie Mack was teaming with Colt Cabana. I did not know Colt Cabana had such a large following in Houston, Texas. There are people like running up to the guard railing trying to touch him and stuff.
Colt Cabana,
wow.
Really? Yeah.
I was surprised.
I prefer him under the hood as Matt Classic.
And so Kenny King comes out and he's wearing like sweats and stuff, and then he stops. He kind of smirks and he goes back. And then there's, a brief moment of, nothing's going on. And then suddenly music starts up and you see MVP and him come out in their gear. And so MVP, debuted in Ring of Honor last night. And he was
MVP was there.
And that match was super fun.
He was using his MVP gimmick, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
He had the chains and stuff. He had some kind of Oni, like devil Oni mask on, but he took it off. But I mean, when he was going in the ring, he had this Oni mask on.
Okay.
How was Willie?
Oh, the Mac is awesome. He was like, he's like the most athletic guy in that match.
He's the Mac. Man. The Mac is he kills it, man. The Mac is awesome.
And it's not like I'm not saying like the other people weren't athletic, but the Mac is like some level above them. You know what was fucking cool? He had the NWA North America, not the national title with him.
National title.
Oh, really? Yeah.
That belt's fucking sweet looking.
It's that old school design, right?
From the 70s.
Yeah.
Yeah, the red with that, American shape and stuff. Yeah.
It has a red strap, right?
Yeah.
Red strap? Yeah.
That belt's nice looking.
Yeah, red alligator.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's old school design. Didn't Ricky Steamboat used to wear one like that? Yeah, right?
Yeah, everybody. That was the one before the one they called the 10 pounds of silver.
Right. Okay.
Because what they did is they started basing the belts off of the NWA World Title, and that's what the 10 pounds of silver.
The silver came from. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah, I remember that belt.
I think they'd made two. They'd made two of those, those old U.S. titles, and like Sergeant Slaughter said that he had the one with the black strap, which was really rare, and he had kept that one. and then like reportedly, like maybe Greg Valentine had the last had the other original Reds.
Nice.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. That makes sense.
You want to see that belt live? It is cool looking. I remember the match that was next. It was it was part of the tag tournament. It was Coast to Coast versus Eliism and Cheeseburger.
Oh my god,
Cheeseburger!
Holy shit! So people were super into Cheeseburger. I think just on his name alone, people in Texas were like, cheeseburger, cheeseburger. People were screaming, everyone loves cheeseburgers and all this kind of stuff.
They ain't throwing any cheeseburgers in the ring? No.
No.
Okay. That would have been cool. They throw a couple of cheeseburgers in the ring.
True story. When I first was seeing this part announced and I saw the name Cheeseburger, I was thinking of that guy from Mexico in AAA.
Oh, Hamburguesa?
Yeah. So at first I was like, oh, I'm going to get him. And then I was like, wait, he's for AAA. Like he wouldn't be in a Ring of Honor show. And then I looked it up and I saw, I saw who Cheeseburger was. But that match was awesome. Like they pulled out all kind of shit, and everyone by the end of the match was so behind Cheeseburger, and I can't really say they were into his partner, but they were into Cheeseburger. So they were into his partner because he's helping Cheeseburger.
Right. Okay.
But everyone bust their butt in that match. That was a really good match. Coast to Coast won though. And then
I like when people work in a match. That's good. Well, and again, it's a TV taping, so they're going to work.
And then the Colt Cabana Willie Mack Kenny King MVP match. Kenny King and MVP won, which was kind of surprising, but because I was no. But I guess they had the surprise.
MVP
partner.
Is not going to make a debut in Job,
That's true. But it was the return of the Mac. Dun, dun, dun. Anyways,
Mac's the man.
Oh, so then we had Villain Enterprises, which is Marty Scurll, PCO, and Brody King versus some New Japan Dojo guys: Clark Connors, Carl Fredericks, Alex Coughlin. I don't know who was who.
I can't lie. I mark hard over Brody King. I like him for some reason. Man. I like Brody King, man.
James, Brody King is fucking awesome.
Yeah, man. I've
heard he's good.
Oh my god,
he's awesome, man.
Wait, if you get to see him live, wait till you see his lariats live. You think you think he's murdering the people. I know he's not, but it looks like
he's the second coming of Stan Hansen.
It just feels like he's taking their face right off them. And his big boots too. His big boots.
Yeah.
You're like, he just caved in that kid's face.
I'm mark off of Brody King, man. I fucking like him. And Villain Enterprises was there. Fucking Marty Scurll.
The Marty Scurll, I think about the biggest pop or reaction of the night is between him and Juice Robinson.
Why did okay, hold on. I like Juice. I don't love him, but why does he get such a big pop?
They're both in New Japan. That's why they have more exposure than some of the other people.
I don't know.
But
it's just me. I don't know.
That match was really fun, and PCO, you got to see that shit live. That dude does some crazy shit.
How old is PCO now? What is he? 50?
I heard like 50 or 52, something like that.
He's got to be older than me.
They did the deal.
He's 50s, right?
They put one of the New Japan dojo boys like sort of hanging off the apron, like part of his body's hanging out, on the apron, sort of out of the ring. And so PCO climbs to the top, and he goes to do like a somersault senton, kind of like swanton or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The New Japan guy moves out of the way, and PCO just like lands full blast on his head on the apron and onto the floor.
Oh,
Jesus!
And everyone's like, that dude's fucking dead. You think he's dead. And but then he keeps doing stuff, and then like his moonsault, you got to see that shit. If you've not seen his moonsault, it is like the scariest / most awesome thing you will see. Imagine this giant old man, because the dude's fucking huge. Like I saw him in the meet and greet, like in passing, and his arms are like massive when you see him in person.
Yeah.
And the dude's tanned as hell. Like if someone saw him and thought he was, I don't know what, I would understand, because the dude is like super tanned, like Hulk Hogan tan or whatever. But his moonsault, imagine you jump off the top backwards with your knees sort of up as if you were doing a backward senton.
Mm.
And then like in the last second, you do the rotation.
Wow.
I mean, it's like it can be disaster so easily. And he just like he makes that rotation like in the last moment. And it's like, holy moly. It's like so cool to see.
Cool.
Also,
I hope I get some of this action at the Lakeland show, man. I better.
Oh yeah, hey, here's a funny story about that, James. So before they had the Kenny King match, where about the surprise partner, the screen lights up with this thing about Roosh. And
yeah,
there was this massive. Man. We all started marking out. Like there's this massive pop because we're like, oh shit, Roosh is here.
He showed up.
That's what we're thinking. We're like, oh shit, Roosh is here. This lady comes out wearing a sombrero and everything, and I don't know who she is. I suspect it was Mandy. What's her last name? Leon?
Yeah, Mandy Leon.
Yeah. I suspect it was her because I know she was at the Dallas show doing, not on the show, but doing like other stuff. But, so for a moment, we think he's going to be here. And so I'm like, oh, shit, I'm going to get to see Roosh. And then they start, that voiceover guy comes on, and he's like, oh, at Lakeland and this stuff, Miami. Roosh.
Oh, man.
He fucking left you with blue balls. That's brutal.
But yeah, Roosh is going to be in those Florida shows, James.
Yeah. As long as he's at the Lakeland show, yeah, because that's a TV taping. So I'm going to hit that Lakeland show on the 9th.
So advertised, we had a match advertised as Matt Taven versus Jonathan Gresham. And for the record, for Bean, mi amigo Bean, everyone's amigo Bean, I booed the fuck out of Matt Taven.
Yeah,
then you know.
There you go.
And everyone was booing that dude. They were telling him to shut the fuck up and all kind of stuff. Because he was talking forever.
He was getting good heat.
He was getting huge heat. Yeah.
Good. Awesome.
But so he comes out with TK O'Ryan for his match against Jonathan Gresham, and he basically says, like, I'm the real world champion.
Here we go.
I'm not going to stoop, to fighting Jay Lethal's young boy. So TK O'Ryan fought Jonathan Gresham, not Matt Taven. So we didn't get that match.
Okay.
But that match was good. Gresham is really good. He if you haven't seen him, Jonathan Gresham's really good.
I haven't seen him live. No,
he's really good. I'm looking for. He's coming to Charlotte, so
yeah,
I'm really looking forward to that.
He'll be in the Charlotte show, yeah.
Yep.
If you haven't seen his matches with Tracy Williams, those two have had great fucking matches. They do all this like sort of catch as can chain wrestling and submission stuff, and then they do the regular sort of high spots and things. Like it's good stuff. Towards the end of that match, balloons suddenly released. These red balloons suddenly released from under the ring, and everyone was like, "What?" And then Vinny Marsaglia,
Pennywise the clown.
It was Vinny Marsaglia, the Horror King or whatever. He's part of the Kingdom.
Oh wow!
he comes out from under the ring. I was like thinking, how did it? You know what was hilarious? My brother and I were talking about before the show started. We were talking about, can you imagine in like old shows, wrestlers had to like stay under the ring for long periods of time and all this kind of stuff, and then someone comes out from under the ring later in the show. What? I mean, it's such a strange coincidence that this conversation happens and then this happens. But yeah, Vinny distracts and TKO Ryan beats Jonathan Gresham, and then they're beating up on him some more afterwards, and then Jay Lethal runs out, place going nuts.
I was just about to say.
And
what was Jay Lethal and all this? And here he comes. Yeah,
he comes running out, and he's got the Ring of Honor World Belt with him.
Nice.
And so he calls out Vinny Marsali because they're supposed to have a match. And he's like, "Hey, you've been running your mouth real good about me this week." He's like, let's not wait till later in the night to do it. Let's do it right now. Yeah. And so they have the match then, and like before the match starts, they're going through the introductions and the referees, showing, holding up the belt, and he shows it to Vinny Marseglia, and Vinny Marseglia takes the belt, and he's kind of like holding it like almost like, say if you were holding, if you had to throw away someone's dirty Kleenex for whatever reason, like say your loved one sneezed and they're sick and you're throwing away stuff for them. So he's holding it like it's disgusting or whatever, and then he kicks the belt. He kicks the belt like if you're punting a football or something.
Really?
I saw a GIF of that this morning.
And,
really?
Oh man, yeah. Jay Lethal explodes. Like he just explodes like at him, and that match started off so hot, like it was just like just fury and rage and all this stuff, and everyone's freaking out. That match was really fun because it was just like this super heated brawl, and they did all this cool shit, and Jay Lethal ended up winning, of course. And then after the match, there was a little bit of stuff, and Jonathan, people were throwing all these streamers. So this is my first time. I saw one or two streamers up to this point on the show, but not a ton of streamers. But for Jay Lethal, they threw like a bunch of streamers, and I was like, "Whoa, I'm seeing streamers." And so there's all these streamers in the ring, and some stuff is going down, and Jonathan Gresham gets back in the ring, and he like sprints off the ropes, and he's got streamers stuck on him, and he goes flying through the ropes in a suicide dive with streamers hanging off him. That was such a cool visual.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
That was a really cool visual. Then I think after that was the thing with Kenny King and the Colt Cabana. Then there was another unscheduled match. It was Kelly Klein defended the women's world title against Britt Baker, who I thought isn't she with All Elite Wrestling? Like that, she was part of that whole thing.
Yeah, but she probably still has dates.
Yeah, that's what I
mean, is it like official yet with her in the OEW?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, she's just finishing up dates. Yeah, that's what I assumed. But they had a match, and I will just be polite and say it was maybe the worst match on the show. But
it was an Impact quality match like that. It was worse than Impact. Wow, holy shit!
It was. I did not leave a fan of either girl.
Wow. It's worse than Impact. That you know you're sucking in the ring.
But
you're doing TV taping. What's wrong?
Maybe it looks better on TV on the thing, but in person,
they do some quick edits. Yeah.
It was not great. Then what else is left? Jeff Cobb. Oh wait, no. So then the semi-main event was Jeff Cobb versus Rocky Romero versus Dalton Castle.
Right.
Now, remember, Bandito was supposed to be in this match, but he's injured.
Poor Zeus.
And
Zeus is getting pissed off.
so they they have this three-way, and that match was super fun. And seeing Jeff Cobb throw people around live is fucking awesome.
He's awesome, man. He's awesome. He's awesome.
There were a few, besides myself, there were a few other people yelling, Matanza and stuff like that. I was yelling Matanza.
Nice. Good job.
Rocky Romero actually won that match. He surprise rolled up. He rolled up Dalton Castle, in kind of a flash pin, and he won. And Dalton Castle and Jeff Cobb were all surprised, what? How this happened? And people were like, Rocky, 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 and all this kind of stuff. That was a really fun match. So, apparently Rocky Romero is going to challenge Jeff Cobb for the TV title in the future. So I don't know if that's happening tomorrow or if that's happening in Florida. So that's something to keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep an eye on that. Because that's just a show in Lakeland. It's going to be a TV taping. So as you might do a few angles on TV,
Yeah.
So we'll see about that.
So then we get to the main event, which is the Briscoes, Silas Young, and Shane Taylor versus
I like Silas Young.
Lifeblood, which is Juice Robinson, David Finlay, Tracy Williams, and Mark Haskins.
Zeus, your boy, Juice Robinson.
Faith plus one.
There you go.
And Emma or Tanil Dashwood, whatever, it was with Lifeblood, but she went to do commentary, which was a thing during the night. Some people would come out and then do commentary, and commentary was weird. If you're watching the match, there's a table near the ring that has the ring announcer, and it's got Amy Rose, and I don't know. I think Amy Rose is doing the timekeeping, and then far away, near the curtains, is this area set up, and that's where they do commentary. And they don't even look at the ring; they're just watching a monitor. Their back is turned.
Yeah. That's weird, yeah.
Yeah, I found that weird. I was thinking, you should at least be looking at the ring or have a monitor and the ring in front of you, but...
At least space the ring. So, because it has the appearance that you're looking in the ring,
Yeah, I just found that strange, but... So they're going to fight, and then suddenly the crowd starts freaking out because someone is there, and it's Bully Ray Dudley. Bubba Ray Dudley.
Yeah.
Now, this was spoiled for my brother and I before the show.
Bully Ray is hot.
When we were walking, when we parked in the parking lot and we're walking to the venue, this guy, directing traffic and stuff, he stopped to talk with us, and he was joking around. He was like, "Oh, take me to that show. I want to see that show. Take me to the show." And he was like, "I saw Bubba Ray Dudley walk by." No, he said, what he said was, "I saw Devon Dudley walk by," and I was thinking, "What, Devon Dudley?" And then he's like,
Devon?
Then he's like, "No, it was Bubba Ray. I saw Bubba Ray Dudley go by. Oh, I want to see that show," and all this stuff. So I knew,
not for nothing, but
not
for nothing. But how do you confuse the two? But go ahead.
Yeah,
yeah.
But yeah, I thought
you didn't know who their names were in the first fucking place.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But so I knew he was at the show in some capacity. Right. Bully Ray shows up. He gets on the mic. He talks a bunch of trash. Amazing trash talking. Let me say, amazing trash talking. He's threatening the referee because the referee's like Todd Sinclair, and he's telling him, "You screwed me in that match against Flip Gordon. I never said I quit. All this is, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna make this match a handicap match, or I'm gonna," he was gonna threaten him. And then Juice Robinson yanks the microphone away from him. And Juice Robinson says, "You don't get to decide. These people get to decide." And so he's asking, pointing to every side of the ring, like, "Do you want us to do this handicap match? Yeah. You want us to do this handicap match? Yeah." So, we do the handicap match, 5 versus 4. It's Bully Ray Dudley, Briscoe, Silas Young, Shane Taylor, versus Lifeblood. So now the match was awesome. A ton of crazy shit in that match. The Briscoes are fucking stiff. The stiffest thing I think I've ever seen live is the fucking Briscoes.
They hurt people.
Really?
Oh shit! Their chops. You think they're murdering the people? I mean, you feel like a shockwave is going through you or something. Like, how is this happening?
Shockwave.
Those dudes are fucking stiff. And what was hilarious is Bully Ray is trash talking this entire match. So when he's fighting people, he's trash talking. When his partners are fighting people, he's trash talking. So when the Briscoes are stiffing people, Bully Ray's like, that was stiff. Every time Bully Ray's like commentating like out loud, going like, that was fucking stiff and all this kind of stuff. Bully Ray was getting on David Finley's case big time. He was running down his dad, calling his dad all kind of shit, and then he'd be like, yeah, I'm talking shit about your dad. What you gonna do about it? Come on, here's your chance. Do something, and all this stuff.
He's awesome on the mic, man. He's awesome on the stick. He really is.
I mean, yeah. He did not do a whole lot in the ring in this match, but his trash talking made it, you felt like he was the star of the show. Right. It was amazing. Like, it's just so compelling. I mean, y'all know, you saw him in his heyday in the ECW.
Yeah.
I saw him with the WWE back in the day, but not the ECW.
He was handcuffed there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, big time. I saw him live many a night at ECW, and let me tell you, man, he was brutal on the stick. He would berate people. But people in the front row would get it. The referee, everybody would get it. And you say some nasty shit. He didn't give a shit.
Actually, 20 years ago in the Grady Cole Center, they came to the ring and he grabbed the mic and he pointed at this dude up in the upper deck and he said, "How the fuck?" Or no, he was in the front row. He's like, "How the fuck do you have the nerve to come to an ECW and sit in the front row with a WCW where the big boys play t-shirt on?" Oh man, everybody fucking ripped into that dude. He's like, you even know what that sounds like, you fucking idiot. You know, I mean,
that's like, I'm telling you, he was awesome. He's awesome.
Yeah, I was super impressed with Bully Ray Dudley. Well, anyway, so this is a 5-on-4 match. A bunch of stuff is going on. And then at some point, someone comes limping out to the entrance ramp.
Oh, there you go, Zeus.
Oh,
it's Bandito.
There he is.
What now? I found this funny. In the angle in Dallas, he got his knee attacked, right?
Oh my God! They're carrying a storyline.
Well, he comes out.
House shows. Oh my God!
He comes out. He comes out with like his midsection taped up, and he was walking as if he's protecting his midsection. I was a little confused, but I was just excited he was there. I was like, I'm not gonna be all whatever about it.
He's working the injury to the house show. That's kind of hot.
So like he comes out to the ring and he starts fighting. Holy and the referee Bully Ray and Shane Taylor are like looking at the referee like, no, he can't do that, it's 5-on-4, and the referee like does a 5-on-5 thing with his hands. So it becomes a 5-on-5, and Bandito is incredible. He's hitting all these high spots, and
he's awesome, man.
So like a moonsault off the top to the floor, kind of a sky twister press and stuff into the ring, like all kinds of shit. There was a spot with Tracy Williams and I think it was Silas Young, and they were on the top turnbuckle, and there's all these people outside, and they superplex from the top turnbuckle onto the floor, onto all those people.
Wow.
Holy
That's
shit.
Hot. That's hot, man. That's a good spot. That's a good spot. That's hot.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
I'd like to see that shit in person. That's hot.
Also, Silas Young did his headstand on the top turnbuckle thing into the springboard moonsault.
I don't know why, but I really like Silas Young. I really do. I think he's really good.
He got in some quality trash talking himself last night. So it wasn't just Bully Ray. He got in some quality trash talking. You know who did really good trash talking was Thunder Rosa. Was awesome trash talking in that match.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And the women's match earlier, she was trash talking a ton. She was awesome.
Awesome. Good. Awesome.
I can't stress enough. If you're at this show and you saw Thunder Rosa, Holly Dead, and Sumi Sakai do what they did in the ring, and then you saw what Madison Rain, Kelly Klein, and Britt Baker did in the ring, you'd be like, the belts are on the wrong fucking people in this promotion for the women.
Oh
Right.
my God. I was never a big Madison Rain fan from jump. She was all because I've always said it to my brother because like he's a used TNA guy. I was like, she's all show and no go. Always been like that. Always been.
Yeah.
Always.
Just remember, Air Sagiri, not an Insagiri, Air Sagiri.
I can't even say it.
Anyways, the main event, Bandito scored the pin. I think he scored it on Bully Ray. I can't remember what movie he did. Some kind of spot off the top. It was a frog splash. It was an awesome frog splash because he did the whole, like
Eddie Guerrero style.
No, it's more like SEMA, like where your arms go, like your legs kind of go split and your arms go down, and
gotcha. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I gotcha.
So that was awesome. And afterwards, they like stare down. Emma comes in the ring and they like stare down Bully Ray as he walks away, and then Juice Robinson got on the mic and thanked everyone and stuff, and then that was they were like taking pictures with people at ringside, and we left. But I want to say something about Juice Robinson because
here we go. Go ahead.
As we know, none of us have been a big fan of Juice Robinson.
Nope.
And I was not like a big fan, but watching by the end of that night, I was a fan at least for last night. I was like, live it worked. He came off like a big star. I'm not gonna lie.
That's awesome.
I was like, this live in person. There is some connection he was making that
if he has the making of a star, if he has the making of a star, then that's good. Because he's going to need. Because all of us have seen him. How many times have you seen him on New Japan? Like
a bunch of times.
Right.
A bunch of times, yeah.
Right. That match at Wrestle Kingdom, it was good, but it's not like it didn't make him a star either.
Right.
No. Plus, it's not easy to shine in that kind of a situation.
True.
If you're not a truly top guy.
Yeah.
But
so that's great.
But that's good. That's good. I'm gonna get paid or some ginkgo biloba. This is where he can remember his wrestling cards better. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
Zeus, hold on, Zeus. Don't you have a couple shows coming up? You going to?
Yeah. So there's AML. It's their 4-year anniversary show tomorrow. Nice. And we have Bandito on the card.
I don't know if he's limping in there, but he'll be there, right?
Yeah. And he's wrestling that kid Brandon Scott, and this guy he's not tall. He's not tall at all, but he's got a ton of ability, and and he's kind of one of those guys like where you see him and you're like, oh, this guy's not going to win this match. Right. It's like he just doesn't. He doesn't. he's just. I think everything just is kind of hidden underneath his height. But he's really good. Like he beat Pentagon.
Oh wow!
In 2017 in 2017 at Showcase of Champions, he beat Pentagon. And like they worked real well together. I asked him. He said, "Man, he's like, man, Penn is my favorite." And so that we got Puma King, we got Bandito, NWA World Heavyweight Champion Nick Aldis is making an appearance for photos and things. Parking is free. That's nice. I mean, that's nice for any event, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
I agree. I ain't paying $20 for parking. They can eat one.
Oh, there's a big four-way. There's a big four-way tag team title match. The Heat Seekers, the Dawson Brothers, the Geordie Bulldogs.
I like the Heat Seekers. I like the Heat Seekers.
Yeah, and they're old school assholes. I think they're actually faces right now, but I'm not sure.
Really? Are they?
I think so. Yeah, because the Dawson Brothers are the big heels right now. C.W. Anderson is going to be facing a guy named Chip Day.
You know you're going to chant ECW, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Colby Carino, Steve Carino's little boy, is going to be in a three-way match. George South defends the AML heavyweight title.
How do they still have the belt on George South? Something's wrong here.
Well, they haven't had a show. This is their first show since WrestleCade.
Even a Phantom title switch? No.
Yeah. But and it's loser leaves AML. So if Caleb Conley doesn't win the title, his ass is gone.
George South, you got to be shitting me.
No. And this other guy, Devin Driscoll, he's pretty good. He actually won this. It was a four-way match at Showcase of Champions 2 years ago, and they also had Andrew Everett and Phoenix in. I can't remember who the other guy was. But that was a good match. So there's a load of good matches on the card. Bandito against Billy Brash, the Prestige title, which means that the Prestige title only will change hands on a DQ or a countout. So you got
that's tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon.
The show's tomorrow night. Okay.
Yeah, starts meet and greets things start at 2:30. Matches start at 4.
That's a good time for Sunday. Yeah. Good
Sunday
show.
Yeah, exactly. So plenty of time for get home and rest up. So pretty stoked about that.
I don't want to get into too much of the politics here. I don't want to because we have all agreed to not talk politics on the show. But I want to say this. How do you feel about the New Japan show that you bought your ticket for in Charlotte being affected by the government shutdown, where you can't get Jushin Thunder Liger, Yuji Nagata, Okada, etc., etc., etc.? I mean, like, how do you not have Tanahashi on that show or Ishii? I mean, Zeus. Honestly, how do you honestly feel about that?
Oh well, I mean, okay. So first of all, got to preface the fact that the tickets went on sale with nothing announced. No, not one match was announced.
Right.
And to be fair, they did not. Card subject to changes. They waited till the last possible minute to announce it because they, what I heard is they only want to, when they announce something, they want it to go off like they announce it.
Right.
So they were holding on in hopes that everything would be cleared up in time to get everybody over here for the event like they hoped it would be. Because the hot rumor was, when it was first announced, because of the show in LA, that would be, that they would roughly be splitting up the roster.
Right.
And then later, then a little later, and then, but once again, we still didn't know anything. And then a couple weeks later, they announced, what was happening late, in Japan. And we found out, what wrestlers would be there. And basically we found out what wrestlers weren't going to be there. And that, led us to believe, okay, well, these guys are the guys that are coming to the United States. So, and on top of all that, we didn't get that either.
Right.
So, no, I'm not thrilled about the fact that really wanted a lot of Japanese wrestlers at the Japanese wrestling show, but the guys that they have coming, I think they really made up for it.
It's definitely a good card.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a good card.
I do agree. I'm looking forward to it, and I think there's a lot of fans. A lot of people I saw a lot of people whining about. It's like I'm not buying a ticket to this thing.
That's ridiculous. You see, that's fucking stupid.
Well, but what people were saying is, some people were saying it's like, well, I'm not buying a ticket to this if I don't know who's coming, and if I don't know who the matchups are.
Right.
And I'm like, how fucking spoiled are you?
Again, I'm
like, we used to buy tickets to the house shows and pay-per-views and everything and not know who the hell.
Remember back in the day, Zeus? All those ECW shows that we get to, there was no card. Nobody knew who was going to show up.
No.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't know who was going to be there, and and just like that, the one show, there was that one show in Winston. It was supposed to be Danny Doring and Roadkill against the Dudleys in the main event, and Doring was hurt. Doring was hurt, so they put in Balls Mahoney. So I mean, that was still a good match. But I mean, it's like some of these fans have been, upset about that or whatever. I'm like,
I remember buying tickets to a lot of ECW shows where I didn't even know what the card was. All they had to do was announce it, and I'm like, yeah, I'm there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So that's so stupid. I hate people like that.
Yeah.
Fucking idiots. Ingrates. That's what they are.
And of course, my response to him was, you can't buy a ticket anyway. It's fucking sold out.
Yeah. There you go, Zeus. There you go, buddy. There you go.
You fucked around and waited too long, so whatever. So if if we kind of look at this, I mean, we got
it's a good card. It's not a bad card. It's a good card.
Yeah, the John Schuyler kid, he's kind of local. He's wrestled in WrestleCade and then in that PWX down in that Charlotte area.
Yeah,
and I think he's wrestled a little bit in AML, but he's wrestling with Colt Cabana against Lance Archer and whoever Shane Taylor is, and then the Great O'Karn is making his New Japan debut here in America. So some people are excited about that.
Yeah.
Jeff Cobb and Jonathan Gresham against Brody King and Marty Scurll. That's going to be a great match.
That's going to be a great, exactly. That's going to be an awesome match. Well, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Remember what Angie was putting on Twitter? Angie said that she had no problem with the LA show, because it's a good card,
Yeah.
It's, so I don't understand people bitching. I get it. It's because it's New Japan. Everybody wants to see the IWGP champion. Everybody wants to see the tag champs. Everybody wants to see the junior heavyweight champion, etc., etc., etc. I get it. Yes, you want to see Tanahashi. I get it. But you have to realize that shit's happening in the real world and it affects things,
Well,
and,
there's more important shit in life.
Yeah, exactly.
There's people with real problems. We're just going to wrestling.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'm thankful this is still a stacked card full of good wrestling.
Yeah.
And of course, this is not some kind of bait and switch thing that New Japan pulled. They wanted this to be the best card that they could get. And if I'd have realized really that New Beginning started when it did, I would have expected the card to be what it was anyway. So really, all we need now is for New Japan to look at their schedule and after the G1 is over, like a week or two after the G1 is over, they should come back.
I agree.
They should come back here.
I agree.
And I'm just saying,
bring everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, make a big ass show. And of course, I mean, Charlotte's a great town, and the Grady Cole Center is a nice little venue. But if you want to make a big splash with your big names, and you want to come to North Carolina, the Greensboro Coliseum is the place to be.
How do you not do it in Greensboro? You know what I'm saying?
If New Japan comes to Greensboro, that would be great.
And I would even NWA tie to it. You know what I'm saying? There's that old school NWA tie to it.
Right. And since there's the NWA title has been on New Japan TV, we could we could have a champion versus champion, just for the pride of it match. Just a kick ass old school two champions. Yeah. Whoever the NWA champ is at the time against the IWGP champ. There you go. Greensboro, North Carolina. Let's do that shit.
Oh, there it is, folks. There it is, live and in living color.
Zeus is booking future New Japan.
There it is, Zeus booking.
I am.
New Japan.
I would love to be the booker for New Japan USA. That's no.
I'll pay you to be the booker. Fuck that.
I wanted to say something really fast. So I was looking at the North Carolina show, and so I saw 13 of the wrestlers who are going to be on that show like last night, and I think there are seven wrestlers I didn't see last night, but I'm bringing this up because I want to say the show I saw last night was so good. It was just such a super show. Like, one of the things I came away with, I was like, man, those New Japan shows are going to be fine because they got these guys on there and they kicked so much ass. They put so much into their matches. Like, those shows are going to be like totally fine. They're going to be awesome shows.
Yeah, because I did the same. Because I'm on the same page as users. I heard a lot, and I read a lot of people bitching in the morning that I wouldn't have never bought my ticket. This, that, and the third. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Okay, stop it. Stop. All you have to hear is New Japan's coming to your town. I'm there. End of story.
Right.
Yeah.
End of story.
Hey, we didn't. I'll tell you what happened here in Houston with this Ring of Honor show.
What's up, Pedro?
There wasn't that many people at this show.
Really?
And
it's a TV taping, right? Yeah. So
it was streamed live, but it's not a TV taping, but it was streamed live.
Oh,
it was kind of like all the Texas shows are kind of like just a stream live thing, but people, when it was announced, people were waiting to see if because the rumor were the Young Bucks and Cody were leaving. So we were waiting to see if they were going to be with Ring of Honor or not still. Right. So they didn't buy tickets immediately. And then we got tickets. And then later, it panned out they weren't going to be, they left Ring of Honor. And so not very many tickets sold past that.
See, I don't understand that. I don't get that.
Well,
I just don't get that.
The thing is, they missed a super show.
Exactly. Now, let me ask you an honest question, Pedro.
Okay.
Because you had the Ring of Honor show in Houston last night, right? If as soon as someone told you that, are you saying yes, I'm going to go, or are you saying I have to see who's on the card first?
Like last year when it was announced.
Yeah.
My reaction was kind of like, I kind of want to go, but let me see what else I have to put money towards.
Well, no, I'm not talking about financial situations. I'm talking about as soon as you find out that I have a Ring of Honor show coming to it.
Yes, but James,
all arena near me, I'm going.
You must hit. This is something you must remember about me. I am a cheap bastard. So all go through budget concerns first. Okay, so
I would gladly pay you Tuesday for Tuesday today. Yeah.
So like I always think about like money stuff or things coming up in the future that I have to pay for and things.
I understand that.
Oh my God, Zero! You cannot be more wrong. That show was not boring at all. That show was super last night.
Zero, what's going on, brother?
Hey, no. Also, let's not forget, because here's something that James and Pedro are in on, but nobody else is in on. So when we kind of started to figure out who was going to be at the New Japan show, okay, Zeus started drawing.
Yes. Zeus is kicking ass.
Hold on. I'm not going to let you finish, Zeus. I just want to say one thing before you even finish. The best, and I mean the absolute fucking best Jushin Thunder Liger picture I've ever seen in my motherfucking life. Zeus King Dark. Killed it.
Yes. So I have stuff that's I'm gonna post it. I'll probably post it the day of the show, Friday. And then I'm still working on a few more. So probably and then tomorrow night after AML, I'll be posting new art. The new.
Wow.
I'll tell everybody here. Got Bandito. Got Bandito and Puma King art dropping tomorrow night.
King is sick. Puma King is sick. He has two versions. I like one color. I like the other color. It doesn't matter. I like them both.
Yeah.
Zeus, brother, man, you've been killing it. You've been killing it with the work, bro. Killing it. I can't lie. That shit is off the hook. Oh, guys, everybody out there, you're gonna love the shit that he's drawing.
Yes,
man. Amazing stuff.
Zeus has been blowing us away. Like we've been seeing this stuff, and we're just like, "Oh my God!"
And oh my God, man, he's been feeding it to us like a little bit at a time. I just start with the head, I start with the arms. Give us more, God damn it!
And James, you were saying about the best Liger. You remember our reaction? I was saying like, just take money. Like we'll throw. Make prints. We will throw money at you.
What do you think? BMO? What? You think PayPal? What the fuck? Back in America? Whatever the fuck. I got you. I don't give a shit.
And of the six guys I've drawn so far for the New Japan show, only one guy's gonna be there.
Only one's gonna show up. That's fucked up.
So
I got all these people. Look who I did. Sorry, can't be there. Oh, that sucks.
Let me touch on some things real quickly before we run out of time. We were supposed to talk about the Royal Rumble, but I honestly don't know anything about the Royal Rumble
it's okay. Here it is in a nutshell. It's on Sunday. Everybody wants to see who's going to show up. Everybody's talking about it. Could be Kevin Owens. It could be Sami Zayn. It could be this person, that person. Who gives a fuck? It's gonna blow. But I always like watching the Royal Rumble. It's nice. It's a novelty. That's all you need to know. Watch it. It's cool. And
isn't Takeover tonight?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
So yeah, that'll be good. NXT Takeover will be good.
Yeah, that's always good. That's always good. NXT Takeover is the fucking best show on the card. Period.
And Zero, yes, yeah, Chris Wolf is getting married. Did she get married like past tense? Like, is she married now, or was it she's getting married? I
saw it was married.
Okay, so yeah. Chris Wolf is taken now.
Yeah, it's the poor man's Aztec warfare. Fucking Zero's killing me.
Yeah, yeah, and Zero, and you had zero chance with her.
Zero's your hero, buddy. There it is.
That was mean. That was mean.
Sorry, not sorry.
There it is. Woo! So there's some good shows going on. You had the AML show tomorrow. You got New Japan. Angie's going to the New Japan show in LA, so it should be hot. Everybody stop bitching about the fucking cards. There are bigger problems, as Zeus said. There are people not getting paid. So it's going to be a good show. Everybody on those cards are going to put a hell of a show together.
Yes,
because there's some really talented wrestlers on those cards. All you got to do is ask Pedro from last night, because his Ring of Honor show last night, I'm sure it was good.
One thing I came away like, I was like, if they come again, I'm gonna go. I want to go if they come again.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
People were when
you don't even need to know the card. You want to go. That's it. End of story.
When Cody and the Bucks left recently, people were like writing off Ring of Honor, like, oh, they're gonna be dead soon. Write off it. Yeah, they're gonna be dead soon.
Everybody said the same shit. Everybody said the same thing about Ring of Honor. After AJ Styles left, after Samoa Joe left, after Christopher Daniels and Bryan Danielson left, everybody said the same shit. No.
Yeah.
So, bullshit. First things first, obey your thirst. Here we go. Hey, Zero, here's to you not getting the check. There it is.
Oh, my God. Y'all be nice to Zero. And Zero, they do have storylines on Ring of Honor. They may not be Lucha Underground level stories, but they do have storylines.
Actually, speaking of Lucha Underground, has anybody heard anything about Lucha Underground?
The only hope I have is that remember it was that WrestleCon. That Impact versus Lucha Underground show,
yeah,
where Chavo came out and made that announcement that there was, that it was, it's going to happen. So
that's the only thing that's
maybe we'll hear something WrestleMania weekend.
Yeah, that'd be kind of hot. Excuse me. Yeah, that'd be kind of hot.
Well, okay. I have to go.
I barely remember the Houston show from last night, but now I got to get out of here.
Yeah, I think I'm being called for something, but
I hear you. I'm go have some good ramen.
Yeah. Oh, do it. Thank you to everyone for coming to the show. Y'all take care. We'll see y'all.
For hanging out, everybody for hanging out. We got Angie, Amazing Red, Melissa, and even Zero, and me. Have a good time with Mil Muertes.
Yes.
That's right.
Y'all take care. Have a good weekend and adios.
See you next week, people. Peace.